Right, welcome. Good morning to, I don't know if it's a welcome back home edition and that's a just edition. But in the last few days, I've been on the road. Yeah, not just been on the road, but I've been on the road working. And into irregular updates now, but and we've not gotten it for I think a couple of. Enra there was two. No, Enrich there was two. Tuesday none, and then Wednesday there was and Thursday there wasn't. But of course, I'm back like never before. I'm back like never went. It was just another thing that we had to go and take care of. And your course, of course, it is your regular, consistent updates on YouTube on Fiifi-Manfred sports analysis and in terms of the analysis and of course, Mary Mindo says I won't subscribe to the channel. Now turn your notifications. Send them here. They be on a content drop. You will be a first person I want to be in your cabin who enjoy analysis now as on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. And then very important and very imperative. See a said man consistently when your contents now friend is saying wow shit of course now so could be on my could try to be come of course and then so you investor store we are working on the code for you for the international break and then the NL in the description of the video below go there pick up the code Betway code called Nakucha na bibianya come nakogodi on very important so we this character whilst you enjoy the analysis now on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. And thank you. We are back. Yeah, Javier Tabas any La Liga for the Barcelona no. I think it's unfair. Seriously. Because it looks as if say a international break near Barca for almost 14 matches or so. Let me be very sure with the number. Barca for consistent matches for just about 1 weekend after international break. We played 5 matches in 14 days, 2 weeks, 5 matches. I mean, if you divide it by that, we are talking about a match every 3 days. That is not good, especially for club it's a Barca. The last time out, Paul Kubasi issues. Frankie Dion moving injury by injury. The last time, Marc Casado, Marc Barnal. There is Pedri who are not just come back from injury. Boy against the Spanish national team, and one the Spanish national team boy against the Netherlands. They were started. Lamine Yamal started. Paul Kubasi at some point in time. Inigo Martinez. These are all like very important teams for players of Barcelona. In fact, to the extent say in that 5 matches now Barca in 14 days now. Barca are going to play the very first one there. Okay, it's our outstanding match now. Now I said Barca and Osasuna Bona Ambaso because of the death of Nyame van der Krense, Coach Charles, Dr. Charles Minero of Frimo when Barca were preparing for the Osasuna game. According to La Liga, it is time for them to go back and honor that match now. And into what is going to happen. And it's Barca match on the 27th of March. But I'm very certain that some match on the 2 South American players are not going to be able to play. Rafinha and our branch here, your friend Ronald Araujo. I doubt that they will be able to get back in time to come and play because also match because in the South America on their flying time. And that probably is supposed to be the day and come fly back to Barcelona from South America. Especially some more baby Panama near there. It's going to be tough for them to come back and come and play Saturday, when they are almost jet lagged. And it's Barca already have 2 players that are going to be out in that game against Osasuna. The last time out, Spanish La Liga, Spanish national team La Roa, and Netherlands boy. There was a report of a branch friend Paul Kubasi with Pra. I think that Luis de la Fuente needs to manage Barcelona players. Yes, sir. Will come back for an international break and Barca's form will begin to plummet. They will not be performing well because if you stay away from so when your fixture accumulations and that's accumulated fatigue or it affects performance and that is something as a Barca for share no machine. So you're very careful what is going to happen and they say my boys not get back and then their performances will begin to drop, their physical levels will begin to drop, and of course so only high physical level they are then you can't go and succeed, you can't go and play, or you have a lot of problems on them. So that is something that FC Barcelona would have to look at. But very sad. In fact, social games now almost ball within the span of the 14 days. It starts with Osasuna on the 27th of March, 9 p.m. Like I said, we miss a lot of players. Then on the 30th of March, 3 days time, we'll against Team FN Girona. Then on 2nd of April, we'll against Atletico de Madrid, Copa del Rey semi-final, final leg, second leg, Then they'll play Barcelona versus Real Betis on the 5th of April. Then they'll play Barcelona versus Dortmund on the 9th of April in the Champions League. There is Copa del Rey, there is Spanish La Liga matches, and of course there's Champions League for Barcelona in that stretch. And I don't know how Hansi Flick sees this, how Hansi Flick expects to say his team will go in and then get the results in game against team Osasuna, and the subsequent games that are going to come on. According to reports according to Mundo near the Barca for a chance of saying Kaombe appeal to the higher court of sports or Spain, and I'm court of me in charge of things, decisions between clubs any La Liga. If like there is clubs any La Liga for any Argentina, what they do is that they make sure say they will come in and then they will get the clubs to understand, and they'll bring finality to the matter. But what we are hearing is that Barcelona are not willing to go in there and then go and not renegotiate that. But I'm going to say going to any legal battle will be as it stands now over there for them. And 5 days and 14 matches now. A very huge one. La Liga, Copa del Rey, La Liga, and a Champions League match. And a Barcelona for one. But within that spell, and official, so on the 27th of March, that is going to happen. Ronald Araujo and Rafinha, they will not be with them because, of course, they'll be in the national team of South America. And a big blow to Hans Flick as a manager and how he has been preparing his team, FC Barcelona and then Madrid. But I think that, on the day, Barca would have to find ways to deliver over there for themselves. Barca target, I would here your friend Nico Williams, last summer, not a huge target from Athletic Bilbao to go to Barcelona. I say drag it to the extent that Barcelona to move on and go and bring in Dani Olmo into their team. And I think that Dani Olmo has been very good, especially in certain type of matches like very compact teams now, almost prevented from having the ball in the half spaces. Like all of those games, Dani Olmo has been instrumental. In fact, I think that when you need close control, when you need calmness in the box, when you need goals, sometimes my brother friend Dani Olmo has been there. And so what's your Barca team now? Rafinha is not playing his original position. Rafinha is a right winger, so he's supposed to play well Lamine Yamal, but everybody knows how Lamine has been excellent. It was under Xavi, and on Rafinha called the other side on the left wing on him. But I think that under Hans-Dieter Flick, Barca have gotten the best of Brand friend Rafinha on the left wing in terms of physicality and in athleticism and in running those channels. He has been very important for them. Constantly running channels, constantly or picking up balls in very difficult areas. And I think that the dynamics on the ball also helps Brand friend Rafinha to come inside and contribute to play. Into Barcelona, anytime they have the ball, Alejandro Balde plays more like the winger from the left-hand side. Now, a brand friend Rafinha comes inside as an extra 10 in the half space to occupy that place. And of course, which has been very instrumental to them. And indeed, Nico Williams, the original position, and then a brand friend Rafinha. But what we are hearing, according to El Nacional or Spain, and is Nico Williams say if he's going to move to join Barcelona, he will need assurances of game time. And it tells you of how good Rafinha has been to the extent that Nico Williams himself so he has to get assurances, and Nico Williams stayed at Athletic Bilbao because this young boy in the Europa League, they can go on and they play in the Europa League final, which will be played at the San Mamé at the Ramon Sanchez one, and of course they will Momufi at San Mamé at a place where Nico Williams would want to play with his brand. I'm a boyhood club, a team and friend Athletic Bilbao. If they can bring a trophy to them after a very, very long time, I think it's going to be really interesting for team my friend Athletic Club de Bilbao. Very interesting. So interesting stuff. And in the last few hours, so still Chelsea doesn't have a front check sponsor. Chelsea need it, and it's something that they've been looking for a very long time. In fact, From the beginning of the season, I remember myself come here to explain several times that franchise sponsor at Chelsea, a lot of factors. One, lack of Champions League football. Two, owners now, monosikana. A lot of the companies that they are spoken to Riyadh Air, Qatar Airways, they spoken to Bing Eggs to be the franchise sponsor at some point in time. Last season, company non share on them into infinite athlete and the franchise sponsor and Roman Abramovich three hotels and all it's really been a time where Chelsea ain't as our franchise sponsorship now. But still, in terms of the financial terms, only any of the financial experts it didn't come out about the Chelsea situation. What they tell you then they said Chelsea are not in a bad financial situation. In fact, when you had the FFP because of certain financial engineering over the last few years to be able to stay afloat. But of course, Chelsea himself, one of the biggest reasons in Tiano holding of a lot of the companies in terms of a franchise sponsorship now. And they say, not Chelsea for not catching go for so almost pay premium fee for Champions League. Now most of the companies no more almost conference league now qualify for Champions League. Then we'll see. Chelsea for not catch on say they what they want is that they want the Champions League money because Omomujitum say they can go on and qualify for the Champions League and play there. In this area, give them Champions League premium money. What's in Champions League premium card? They'll stay in front of them. You go for the 20 million, but go for the 25, go for the 30 by Chelsea for not turning it down. And what we are hearing is that there is a Vietnamese software company. You're ready to pay the 60 million euros now. Chelsea for a year market for a franchise sponsorship role from order. Chelsea in talks with FPT Software, a Vietnamese technology company, to become the main sponsor. Estimated value, around 60 million a year. FPT and all shares in him. And then right, I say a lot of conversations have gone on to a large extent. What I can say in addition to this is that Chelsea honestly are financially some of the smartest people that you can meet. So I doubt that they will make any financial decision there and then. I think that they will give it time. I think that what they would want is that they will leave it open until say season end. Then they will know if they officially qualify for Champions League or not. If they qualified for Champions League, that will strengthen their position in terms of negotiation. Someone qualifying for Champions League, of course, obviously, a bit weakening of a position in terms of negotiation. And of course, they would want to qualify for the Champions League and then make sure say, they can go in there and then get some good money and get some good results. And very, very important for them. And a sporting CP for officially, announces Chelsea out of the two boys from CP, and the official values are there. Giovanni Coenda and Brantia, your friend Dario Esugo. Now see, scouting Dario Esugo is really interesting because there are other things that you get to see about his play. And I think that for me, Dario very, very important to Chelsea because we're turning 20. And as a partner to Maresca and Fiifi-Manfred, and then somebody that can also do partly the job of Romeo Lavia. I just hope say Omba be prepare. Because I remember when before Romeo Lavia joined Chelsea, not Umbra. But all of a sudden, just before he joined Chelsea, now he came with injuries and stuff like that. So you hope that the boy doesn't get injured. At age 20 is an optimum age group to deliver in terms of also being durable and coming up about consistently to play games now. Very important. And we all hope say of course for Giovanni Coenda, he is a player. He's not going to join this summer. And Manchester United for coach Ruben Amorim can wants him at some point in time with him. That was the time that for Giovanni Coenda, now Manchester United for Naka was saying the summer they will go in for him. In fact, United had really, really wanted to push for a brand friend Giovanni Coenda, and this is what Ruben Amorim can about Giovanni Coenda. Or say his main strength is the one-on-one challenge, that's 1v1 or man-to-man challenge. He is really strong in duels with a ball at his feet. It is very rare for a defender here in Portugal to stop Coenda in a duel or one-on-one challenge, and that's exactly what Ruben Amorim kind about a brand friend Giovanni Coenda. Of course, it means that the strength of Giovanni Coenda on the 1v1 level, very, very good 1v1, excellent 1v1 ability. So O'Shea's and the 1v1 ability in the pace now. And the fact that he adds dual winning to it. And the last time I said, for me, I think that Chelsea should be able to build a team comfortable enough to win duels about 60 to 70% of the time, both on and off the ball. If you have a team like that, the chances is that about 80% of the time you win your matches. Technically, to me, we know duels 1v1 with a wingers and signing man. They are physical enough to help in defending. Then your midfielders also win physical battles and combat and duels with Fiifi-Manfred consistently. And they match no bar. You will get results over there. And that's what Ruben Amorim kind about Giovanni Coenda. There was a Portuguese journalist that your friend also Mariana Fernandez on Coenda or Fernandes on Coenda. Also, he's very much of a creative player, really quick, really smart, and honestly, I don't know if he's still I don't know how he's still 17 years old, because he seems always to put together mature in a way he transformed the game, and that is what they're saying about Giovanni Coenda now. How the news broke and is here in Portugal, hold on, so be told player, I'm not so about BTS you have to report to the Portuguese Stock Exchange. Sports Inferno, they have been enlisted on Portuguese Stock Exchange, so and Sports Inferno went to Portuguese Stock Exchange. No catch almost say Chelsea Inferno are coming in to pay money for a brand here, friend Giovanni Coenda, and a brand here friend Dario Sugo. Almost sure they should be ready and accept the money from there. I think that Dario Sugo coming in next summer may be very important for Chelsea, because he adds a lot of physicality to Chelsea if you want them. And of course, they can go in and then go and get a job done in terms of players now. Over there, really, really interesting in terms of Chelsea players now. But for a lot of Chelsea fans, I think it's still top players when you're not winning. And I understand, though, to be very honest, then see, the last time I said it here, until say Chelsea project no win, no explanation will make sense. Honestly, because this is a team that has to win, that used to win, that has to win, used to win, and has to win, and they're in a transitional period. Now I think that it's better, and I've told a lot of Chelsea fans last time we'll be sending a message besides saying, well, Maresca helped Chelsea. I don't think it's Maresca's fault. Bonnie Maresca, he makes mistakes. But really, I think that Maresca is a very good coach. Given where you're sticking Chelsea from, you probably aren't deep in it enough, or when you're a good analysis. And Cowboys and Maresca are very important to everything that Chelsea wants to do. And for me, I think that he's a coach I saw twice over my Chelsea for. And the last time I said it, Chelsea were Brentford, or Tottenham Hotspur, and or Brentford, and or war Liga also, or the next set of matches that Chelsea are about. The Conference League after the international break, these are matches that you cannot convince me that Chelsea shouldn't win those matches. I'm looking for the fixtures for you. Liga also, first Tottenham Hotspur, then Brentford, then Liga also in the Conference League. Tottenham Hotspur, Liga also, then Brentford, then back to Liga also. You can't convince me that Chelsea shares our matches with. And especially after the international break, when there is Nicholas Jackson, when there is Wesley Fofana, when there is Noni Madueke, when there is Reece James, when there is Cole Palmer. These are Chelsea top players. They can show me a good, they should be able to win matches. They should beat these teams. And I'm expecting some measure more when you're Baba from international break now. And Ranajo for FC Madrid, big boy. Obviously, your big number 7, Vinicius Junior. Actually an important goal to make it 2-1 against team friend Colombia for team friend Brazil over there. It was a huge game. Madrid Brazil can share money 1-0. Then later my brand here friend of Luis Diaz they take Emma Colombia for us. So it was 1-1. Then going deeper into the game, a screamer of a goal for my brand here, your friend of Vinicius Junior. I consider for Vinicius Junior in any conversation that brings him close to the Ballon d'Or has always been his Brazil performance. In fact, a lot of people have said, for Vini Junior or Brazil for Seleção Jessina, he doesn't really perform as much as he does with team my friend in Madrid. So when Rafinha as our first goal from penalty, Colombia share, of course they needed somebody to stand up, and for a game like this, you can't take anything away from Abrantia, your friend of Vini Junior, especially getting such a goal. I think he has been very important, and you need to give him a lot of credit for the job Abrantia friend of Vinicius Junior. Helping them win by 2-1. I think that he's going to come back to Madrid with a lot of confidence, with a lot of zeal, because he needs Madrid for Brazil for, and they seem to be getting back on him. And Zagono was a really excellent well-taken goal over there. Rodrigo goes and Bokakra. Of course, Vinicius Junior boy goal, and it's a good one for them as well. On the part of Madrid, Raul Asensio seems to be injured, but Dani Carvajal quick to get back into the strides to come in at Team FC Madrid, to come and play some more games over there for Team FC Madrid. They're very important. Said boys number 30 and your games kakra and their belt, especially for Raul Asensio has been very important for Real Madrid in the last few months, where Madrid for a lot of injury problems. And of course, Dani Carvajal is also returning. Of course, I had a BBC on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Fiifi-Manfred on sports on YouTube. So we want to subscribe to the channel now. So subscribe and turn on notification. Anytime content ever drop, you'll be on the first to have it. I'm sharing the link.